Hi again, everybody. It is Victor King from PlaybookSports.com, the over-under guy for Playbook. We've been here since the 2000 season, more than 20 years with Mark Lawrence and Playbook. And of course, I'm also the author and creator of the Playbook Totals Tip Sheet newsletter, the only newsletter in the country devoted exclusively to NFL over-under wagering. And I don't know if you can see the title of this week's issue. There it is right there, nice and close up there. And it's the fact that the last week of the regular season has actually been pretty high scoring as of late. Now, if you've seen any of our free plays at all this season, you know this is one of the lowest scoring seasons in a long, long time. In fact, I've got the results last week in the NFL: 6 overs, 9 unders. We're now at 112 overs, 142 unders on the season. That is 56% under the total. And it's the highest percentage of unders in any NFL season dating all the way back to 1991. We're talking 30 years, the lowest scoring season in NFL in the last 30 years when it comes to actual over-under results. Only 43.8 combined points per game this season in the NFL. Again, with that said, I want to again point out the headline of this week's newsletter. In the last 3 years, this final week of the NFL regular season has actually been pretty high scoring, and that's kind of surprising given the fact that it is an all-division week. But let me see here. In 2021 last year, there were 11 overs, 5 unders. In 2020, there was 12 overs, 3 unders, and 1 tie. And finally, 3 years ago, it was 10 and 6 over under. So now in the last 3 years, there's been 33 overs, 14 unders, 1 tie. 70% of all games in this final week have indeed gone over the total. And that's where we're going with our free play this week. We're giving the ball to Tuco, and he's going to head to the Sunday night game between the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. You know, our dog Tuco is on a hot run these days. He's gone 8-2-1 in the last 11 weeks with his NFL team total plays. He's doing double duty this week, meaning he's got 2 team totals. One of them you can find out in this week's Totals Tip Sheet newsletter. The other one we're going to give you right here and right now. In the Sunday night game on NBC TV, he's going to be playing the Green Bay Packers to go over their team total of 27 points. That, again, as I mentioned, is the NBC TV game. This is the flex game on the schedule. And, of course, they're hosting division rival Detroit. We're going to assume that Seattle wins their afternoon game against the LA Rams. So now in this night game, it's going to be absolutely imperative for the Packers to win to get in to the playoffs. So we're talking full throttle on offense for a Packers team that's finally found their groove as of late. In fact, in their last 5 games, Green Bay has averaged 30.4 points per game. Not only that, but in their last 5 games against the Detroit Lions, Green Bay has averaged 29.4 points per game. Now, you know what happened last week? Green Bay hosted Minnesota. They just hung a 41-point outing against Minnesota. And from our database, NFL home teams who scored 40 or more at home the previous week, well, these teams have averaged 30.5 points per game in the last 4 seasons. So we're going to be absolutely delighted to give the ball to Tuco and for him to play on Green Bay over 27 points in an ideal situation when playing at home against fellow division rivals. The Packers have averaged an extremely high 36.2 points per game on offense in the last 3 years. On the flip side, let's not forget about Detroit's worst defense in the entire league. That's number 32 to get torched on Sunday night. In their last 8 division road games over the last 3 seasons, the Lions have allowed an average of 30.3 points per game. So we're going to the NBC TV Sunday night game for our free play this week. We're giving the ball to a hot Tuco, who is King's best friend. And your free play is the Packers over 27 points against Detroit. That's it for this final week of the NFL regular season. We thank you all for checking in with us all season long. We'll talk to you in the playoffs. Again, this is Victor. Keep fighting the good fight. We'll talk to you next week.